David wanted to place a limit order on the EMA 18 period moving average. So we'll finish that question off from yesterday. So let's get BlackBird up and running here. We'll go into the strategies window there, go into shark indicators and put BlackBird on the chart and enable the strategy. There we go. Okay, so to get BlackBird open, we're going to use the order settings button. There we go. So I'll plug in the BloodHound signals from yesterday's workshop first, right? So we'll just go to the signals and select BloodHound signal. And then next, we're going to go to the template file and use the ellipses button here. And there we go. There's our BloodHound interface. Next, I'll go to file, and that is yesterday's workshop file. So we'll load that in. All right, there we go. And then the next step is we're going to double check all the leaders, make sure all the leaders are connected correctly, right? It's always just good practice to double check the leaders. Make sure you didn't leave it, looking like something like this by accident when doing some testing. So everything looked like it was connected correctly. So let's put that back. All right, click OK. And then we're going to select our entry signal template. So there it is. That's our entry signals. There's no exit signals here, so we'll leave that off, and we're done. So that's our entry signals. And next, really the BlackBird question part is placing a limit order. Although, I guess I'll have to get BloodHound on the chart to kind of look at this, but realistically, there's some decisions to be made as to whether it should be a limit order or whether we need to use the, enable automatic order type here, right? So we can see that the automatic order type, it sets up BlackBird to choose whether it should be using a stop entry or a limit order entry. So for now, we'll just leave it on limit order for now. And let's see the placement. All right, so this probably is really the key part to this question, is setting up the placement so that our entry order is placed on the EMA 18. And that is going to be the solid red line on the chart, the solid red line. So the dashed red line is the EMA 20, which is a part of the BloodHound system, right? Part of the BloodHound signal. All right, so in the initial placement, we need to change the mode from price to indicator value, right? Because we want to use the EMA 18 indicator. So, all right, so next we're going to open up the indicator and go select the EMA. Where is it? There it is. There's the EMA. And then we're going to change it to an 18 period, right? And, moving averages only have one plot, so nothing to select there. It's already done. And there we go. We're done. So if you wanted to, you could put that limit order, say, one tick above the moving average, for a long trade, or maybe one tick below that moving average for a long trade if you choose, but we're just going to leave it with a 0 offset. Okay, so that's the initial placement right there. And, possibly, the way these BloodHound signals are set up, I don't think this would really be necessary. But, depending on, the type of signals you're generating, you might want the entry order to follow the EMA as well. But again, in this case, the BloodHound signals occur when price actually breaks that moving average. So price is already there on the moving average. So I don't think it's really necessary to trail the EMA for this particular system, but I'm just going to set it up just for the sake of, you know, creating a good training video here. Right. So what we'll do is on the trailing actions tab, I keep wanting to say trading actions, but trailing actions, we're going to set the mode to custom, and now we can create a custom trailing rule for our entry order here. So we'll use the add trailing rule here, and let's give this a name. So simply this is going to follow the EMA 18 moving average there. All right, so for this there's no trigger, right? We'll have, you know, for an entry order, typically you just want that entry order to start trailing or following your moving average as soon as possible. So that means no trigger. But the action here, the action is what will move. The action is going to move our entry order, you know, to the EMA 18. So again, we're going to set up the move to exactly like we did the initial placement. So we're going to set the mode again to indicator value, and then our indicator, we're going to open that up and select the EMA again. All right, there's the EMA 18 period. And again, if you wanted an offset from the moving average, you need to set that offset here, you know, as well. But we'll leave that offset at 0. And so there we go. So the action is set up. And now the repeat, well, we need to set the repeat to indefinitely. And there we go. All right. So, you know, since our entry order is basically following or trailing a indicator, right, an indicator value, the EMA, right, indicators basically update themselves once every bar. So we're just going to leave the repeat every to 1 bar. So, and that is it. Done. So, you know, just for good measure, we'll put a profit target in there, and let's click OK, and we'll take this for a test spin here. All right. Well, since we have BloodHound signals here, we can see down below here, BlackBird's telling us we need to reload the chart. That way, NinjaTrader can put the BloodHound signals on the chart here. So we're just going to do an F5 reload. All right, and then the next step we want to do is go to our BloodHound pull-down menu up here and select the entry signals. So there we go. There's one entry signal. And let's see. All right, I should be able to... Oh, and let's turn on the auto-enabled button there. That way BlackBird will start auto-trading. And so I'm going to pull the market down. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's right. These BloodHound signals actually use a 15-minute time frame. So the 15-minute time frame may not be in a short trend yet. Okay, apparently it is not. All right, I'm just going to have to pull the market down and set up for a short trade again. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it looks like the 15-minute time frame is all in a short trend. So, yeah. All right, so we're going to have to wait for, let's see, about 2 or 3 more bars. Let's see, 2 more bars at least. Yeah. All right, here we go. We should be getting a signal now. And no short signal. Now, all right. I guess I will not be able to use range bars. Let me switch over to a 15-second chart. All right, there we go. So we're going to put BloodHound back on the entry signal, right? The logic template for the entry signal there. Okay, there's our signals, and there we go. I think that's going to be easier to generate a signal. Basically, I need to get price to touch the EMA without the EMA sloping back in the opposite direction. Something that's going to be handy is the bar timer. Let's see. David is asking, how does BlackBird know when a signal is coming? It doesn't. So now BlackBird doesn't know when a signal is coming. It only knows when there actually is a signal. Yeah. And there we go. Oh my gosh, we got one. Nice. All right. Now, so here's kind of what I wanted to point out to everybody here. That, right, we can see that the bar closed below the EMA, right? And so there we go. So now we have let me just kind of neutralize the trend a little bit here. So now we have, right, an entry order waiting to be picked up, However, so let's say the bar had closed up a little higher. So then obviously price would be above a limit order. So what's going to happen? Well, that limit order just gets filled up here higher somewhere, right? So you can kind of, so you can kind of see that, sometimes this entry order, if the bar closes, on the other side of the EMA, right, the limit order just gets filled instantly, kind of basically as a market order. But if the bar closes, on the trade direction side of the EMA, then that limit order, will rest there, and we can see it's following the EMA, until price picks it up there. Yeah, so I guess it is good that I added the trailing rules to this, just in case the bar, closes on the side of the trade direction there.